Yeah, now it seems better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we will discuss about the macros. So basically, macros are using for the demand planning is for the calculation purpose and to generate a alerts, and we can change the attributes of the key figures, and we can copy the data from one key figure to one key figure. Those also we can use with the macros. So one is for the one is one is for the calculation purpose. Like for example, if I want to calculate my total forecast, like a forecast plus promotion value plus manual correction is equal to total forecast. So system to automatically calculate this value, we need to create a macro. If you create a macro, so automatically in the interactive planning, it will when you are open the interactive planning, it will automatically create the total forecast value. Like this.
Like, do we create in each planning book, or like can we create for all like in a planning area and copy it to planning book?
Actually, we are creating it the planning book in a data view level, and if I want to create the same macro into the another data view, just we can copy from the existing data view.
Okay. So,
Like,
so we create a data view level.
Yeah, we are creating a data view level. For example, I have created in the month data view, but the same macro, if I need into the week data view, then there is an option to import. We can import from the other data views.
Okay.
Automatically here it will change the buckets also. Like for example, if you create into the month bucket, it is showing into the month values. But if you copy the macro to the week bucket, it will show the week buckets. Anyway, we will see into the system. And another option is we can change the key figure attributes. Say for example, in the interactive planning, there so many key figures are there. So if I want to differentiate the key figures with different colors, so that is also we can create a macro. And another option, like if I want to copy the data from one key figure to one key figure, so that is also we can create by macros. And another option to generate a alerts. Anyway, the alerts will be covered tomorrow, so there also we can see the alerts are generating based on the macros. Other than that, so many functionalities are there in the macros. So this is like a version in the demand planning. And for full information about the macros, we need to read the SAP help document. Only this is the area, like a lot of things are there. So remaining everything like whatever we are doing the practice, that is enough. But this is only we need to concentrate more practice on this area. So with our document, I have sent that SAP link also. So like whenever you have free time, just have a look into that macros help document also.
Yes, I will.
So to create a macro, first go to the SAP menu, APO, demand planning and environment, and the current setting. Go to the macro workbench / SAP APO ADVM. So double click here. So here you can see all the planning books and data views in the system. So we want to create in our planning book and data view. So we will search our planning book and data view. So this is our planning book and data view. So as of now, here the macros are 0. We have not created any macros. If any macros are existing, it will show like this. So to create a macro, double click here. This is the macro workbench screen. So this is the place to create a macro. Here we are creating the macro, and this is the same screen like in interactive planning. In interactive planning, how we are seeing the key figures and bucket, like that we can see the same table from here also. And this is the place after created the macro, just we can store the macros. And these are the option is available to create a macro. Like to create a macro, we can use a lot of options. Like if I want to put if condition, or I want to put a plus condition, and I want to give a stub, and I want to refer this row, like that. Whatever you want to do, so all the functionalities are available here only. From here to we need to drag to this area.
So then does SAP have any inbuilt macros in this, or only we have to create? There's no inbuilt.
No. Actually, SAP is given some sample macros in SAP standard planning books and data views. But normally, in the real time, we are creating our own planning areas and own planning books and data views. So we need to create a macros, but we can refer that existing macros in the system.
Okay.
And here, after created the macro, how the macro will be executed. Say for example, if I give the default, so whenever you entered into the interactive planning, by default that macro will be executed. And the level change, when you are going to the level change, like a drill down, drill up, or aggregation, disaggregation, that time only the macro will be executed. And if you start giving the values in the interactive planning, that time only the macro will be executed. And you are exiting the interactive planning screen, and that time the macro will be run. Like that, we can decide it how the macro should be executed. Now we will create one macro. That macro is total forecast is equal to forecast plus promotion plus manual correction. So whatever these three values will be summed here automatically. Like after generating the statistical forecast, the sales team will add some values, and the business managers, they will do some manual correction. So finally, we will calculate the total forecast. This forecast we will release to ECC, or we will release to SMP and PPDS. So to start a macro, just copy, drag and drop here. So I will give a name is a total forecast. So here we have the option like a collective macro, or like if you give the space. If collective macro is means in one macro we can add the n number of macros. Like individually we can run a macro, or we can club 2-3 macros in one macro also. And if we select no direct execution, it will not allow to directly executable in the interactive planning. Anyway, I will show you to the interactive planning how directly it is executing, and at what level you want to run, like aggregator level or lowest level. We can take it here and continue. We are drag and drop this macro first, then we need to drag and drop the stub. In this macro, we are defining one stub. The stub is, I want to calculate the total forecast. Here we can decide okay, you want to calculate the total forecast for future, or you want to calculate the total forecast for past, or you want to calculate the total forecast for total periods. Like our planning bucket is starting from the 11-2009 to 10-2013. Like a total whole the period you want to calculate it, or you want to calculate any specific, like go to the user defined, and if you want to calculate some, like for example from this month to this month, like that also we can take. And if you put this automatic, so every month this will be rotate. Like next month it will come as 11-2011, this will be 11-2013, this will become next month 12-2011, like that. It will be automatically adjust the columns from here to here. But total forecast I will calculate for the total period. So I will select a total period. For other macros we will calculate only feature, like that we can do. So automatically here it will be existing every month based on our planning bucket, planning book time series. Now I want to calculate the total forecast. So just drag and drop the row. Here select the total forecast. Just if you do 1-2 times practice, it is easy. Just like within 5 minutes only we can create it. Next, the macro, the first step is the total forecast is equal to row, create next level, forecast, and plus into minus all those things we can get it from here operator. So drag and drop. If you put append, it will come to the next. If you put insert, it will go to the up. So forecast plus we want. So here we can see lot of options are there: plus, minus, divided by, greater than, less than, like that. So many functionalities are there. So some are the functionalities will be covered here, but remaining like we have to read into the help document. So I will take as a plus. So here total forecast is equal to forecast plus we will take the promotion, append, promotion, continue, and again I will take the operator and function, append plus and row, append and manual correction. Now we can see we have dragged and dropped this macro and then drag the step, and in the step what we are defining, row is equal to total forecast is equal to forecast plus promotion plus manual correction. Clear, Sandeep? Hello, Sandeep?
Yeah, this is clear. Yes.
So once we have created the macro, select the macro and check if any errors are there. So here it will start from the 11/2009, like individually every bucket it will calculate it from 11/2009 to 10/2013. So check made without errors. So if there is no errors, then go to the activation. So once it is come to the green, it is ready. Other than green, if any status, it might be there is some errors. So I will drag and drop into the default here, so that whenever I enter into the interactive planning, automatically my total forecast should be calculated. Once it is over, I will keep into the depot. I will move into the depot and I will save. Now we will go to the interactive planning screen. /o/SAP APO SDP 94. Go to the interactive planning screen. And load the data. Like now you can see earlier we are not having any macros here. After created the macro total forecast, now we can able to see this total forecast macro. And we told directly executable, like but if you check that no directly executable, it will not allow you to the executable here. Like otherwise, if it is a directly executable means like we can execute from here also, like that. And here you can see the forecast plus promotion plus manual correction. I will give some value, enter. It will take the total forecast. Like that you can see this total plus also calculating total. See 21,165. 21,165. Like that it will take the values. If I give minus So it will give the minus value, total forecast. So like that automatically it will take care of the calculations. Like if any calculations, just if we create a macro, automatically system will take care for the calculation. Clear, Sandeep? Yeah. Now we will create another macro. What we will create a macro is like for example, here you can see like 10 key figures are there. Say for example, imagine here also 10 key figures are there. Total 20 key figures are there. In the 20 key figure, by way I need to find like always I used to see that total forecast key figure. But if I give different color to total forecast, like instead of searching where the total forecast, by seeing that color easily I can identify the key figure.
Okay.
Normally business users, they used to ask these options. I want to, because normally I used to work on this key figure only, like sales team is there. Always they will work on the sales key figure only. So they will tell, give some color so that easily we can identify, like that. So that is also we can create by macro. We will create a macro for that is also. Again, ADVM and macro workbench, and drag and drop the macro. So I am giving a color for the total forecast. Total forecast I am giving a some different color, and stuck, drag and drop, color for total forecast, and we will select total forecast row, total forecast. But here I am not calculating the value. Color is nothing but like a attribute. Color is a attribute. So I am checking the attribute here. Total forecast attributes. We are not calculating the value anything. Just we are changing the attribute. So go to the operator and the function. And here it will give the whatever the colors are available. So these are the colors like 8 into 8, 64 colors are available. So for example, I want to give this green color. So select the green and go to the continue. So it is giving the 5, color number as a 5. So here you can select the row background color, ROW row BG background color. So 5 is the green. So go to this bracket, give one space and give 5 and give one space. ROW BG row background color, like that. Row input, if I give row input as a 0, by default for this particular row it will take as a 0.
Okay.
And
so it can define input values also.
Yes, and yeah, and visible, if I give like a 1, it will be visible. If I give 0, it will not visible in the interactive planning.
Okay.
Like that, we have the so many functionalities are there.
Like for visible, like you can use to hide from user.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Actually, in the user settings we saw, there also we can hide it, but via macros also we can hide it.
Okay.
So now it should be take the green color in the interactive planning. So select it and activate it. So I will put this is also default. And I will drag and drop in the depot. Save. Go to the interactive planning. Now you can see 2 macros are there. Total forecast, color, total forecast. And if you load the data, now it is showing into the green color. And now we will create a other macro like a copy the values from total forecast to store total forecast. Say for example, this month we finalized the forecast. So I want to take these values as a backup into other key figure. So next month I will run the forecast and I will refer like what is the results last month and what is the results this month. Like that, for any reference purpose, if I want to take, I can copy the one value from one value to the key figures.
Okay. So let's say if we select as default macros, it will automatically run on the planning book.
Yes.
And if we don't select as default, then we have to comment the planning book and then run the macro.
Yes. And there is a other options also there. Now I will use the other option. Say for example, what I will do, I will give a button here. So whenever the user is press this button, so the data will be copied from here to here. Like executing a macro, we will give a button in the interactive planning.
Okay.
Now for this copy macro, we will give a button. Like take the macro, copy total forecast to stored forecast, and here you can choose the button, assign push button, assigned push button. Here there is 1,000 buttons are there. You can select whatever you want button. Like for example, I will take this button and continue and go to the stub. Copy total forecast to stored forecast. Here, for example, I want to copy only future buckets. So I will take only future. For example, from the 11th month I want to copy. So I will take the 11th month. So here it is running only for 24 months buckets, 24 buckets only, 24 months only, from present month to end of the bucket. It's not copying any data for the past. Like that also we can restrict, okay, this much period only I want to copy. So now my stored total forecast, here value, we don't want attribute, value. My stored forecast is equal to, from where it should get it, from the total forecast. So I will take as a total forecast here. So whatever the total forecast values will be copied to the stored forecast, and I will activate it. Anyway, I have given a button. So whenever user wants, they will execute. So I will not give any default here. I am not giving any default. So if you go to the interactive planning, if you load the data, like I have not given as a default, so it is not copied anything now. It is not copied anything here. You can see this button, like a copy total forecast to stored forecast.
Yeah.
And here you can see the default, and here like a directly executable. If you say no, it will not executable. So I will double click on this button, and you can see as it is copied all the values to this key figure stored forecast.
Okay.
If I change some value here and if I run again, it will copy the updated values. And here we told to the system you can copy from the 10th month only, like 11th month only. So whatever these values, it will not copy. For example, here I will put some value for the total forecast, and if I run also, it will not copy for the 10th month. It will start copying from the 11th month only. Like that, we can restrict, like only particular this periods only I want to execute this macro, like that also. Clear, Sandeep? And now we will see the other functions. Say for example, I have created a macros in the month planning book. So I want to same macros in the week planning book. Then go to the week planning book Here it will not show anything, so no need to create again. Just use this option, import,
Okay.
and choose the planning book. Planning book is nothing but like a ZAPO1, and here it will show what all the macros are there. Say for example, I want to take as a total forecast and continue. Yes. So automatically this will be appear here, and you can see this is changing as per the buckets also. Like now we can see the buckets also like a week bucket. This is the week data view, so that is the reason it is showing as a week bucket. So activate it. Activate it and just drag and drop here. So like that easily, like if you create one, it will copy from anywhere. And test macros. We can test the macro from here also. Say for example, if you go to the test macro and if you give the total forecast, and here also we can check it. Say for example, I want to give as a 100 forecast and manual correction 100 and the promotion 100 and execute the macro. So you can see like that here only in the screen only we can test it either it is working fine or not. Instead of again go to the interactive planning, you can check here. If it is working fine, then we can apply into the interactive planning. This is one scenario. And here we can group our macros and we can put the icons also to our macros, like using some grouping. Like I can create a new group and I can assign a group to our macros also. Like anyway it is not important, just like that. If you want to group your own macros, we can group also like that. We can put any symbol and we can put our group name, so that like it is all telco macros like that. We can group it also. So these are the functions in the macro, but here like a lot of functions are there, Sandeep. So just you can go to the help desk and you can refer the some other macros in the standard. Like, but these are the normally we used to use in any project. These macros are the basic macros. Like any project, these are the compulsory macros. Whatever we have created now.
And like question put alert macros also we create in the same place.
Yes. Actually, now this macro topic is over. So we will have the next session as the alerts management. So there also we will create a macro and we will do. And if you want to continue, we will take 5-10 minutes break and we will continue for alerts also. We will complete today.
Yeah, anything is fine. If you want to continue, we can continue that.
Okay. So just now exactly 7 o'clock now here. So we will start exactly 7:15.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Sandeep. Thank you, Sandeep.